Before diving into this breaking story, take a second right now. Hit subscribe, like this video, and drop your thoughts in the comments. This is one of those moments people will be talking about for years, and you'll want your voice heard. This is not just another protest. This is not just another headline. This is something bigger, something louder, something that is shaking the streets across the United States right now. Millions of people, yes, millions, are pouring into the streets. From small towns to major cities, from coast to coast, crowds are rising with one message that is impossible to ignore. No kings. That is what they are chanting. No kings. And they are not whispering it. They are shouting it. They are holding signs high in the air. They are marching shoulder to shoulder. And they are making it very clear this is about power and who holds it. At the center of it all is President Donald Trump. This movement didn't just appear overnight. It has been building, slowly, quietly, and now it has exploded into something massive. People are angry, people are afraid, and more than anything, people are saying they feel like their voices are being pushed aside. And when people feel that way, history shows us one thing. They take to the streets. Tonight, the streets are full. The phrase "no kings" is simple, but the meaning behind it is powerful. It goes back to a very old idea, a belief that no one person should have too much power, that no leader should act like they are above the law, that in a democracy, the people are supposed to be in charge. But protesters say that is not what they are seeing right now. They say they are watching decisions being made that feel one-sided. They say they are seeing actions that look more like control than leadership. And so they are pushing back. In New York, the crowds stretch for blocks. In Los Angeles, the streets are packed. In Chicago, Atlanta, Houston, everywhere you look, people are marching. Young people, older citizens, families, workers, veterans. This is not one group. This is many voices coming together as one. And what they are saying is very clear. We will not be ruled. That message is echoing louder by the hour. What makes this moment different is not just the size of the crowds. It is the emotion behind them. You can feel it in the air. There is frustration, there is fear, but there is also something else, determination. People are not just showing up to be seen. They are showing up because they believe something is at stake. Some say it is about protecting democracy. Others say it is about stopping what they see as overreach. But almost everyone agrees on one thing. This moment matters. Many protesters are pointing to recent decisions and statements from President Trump that they believe go too far. They say the balance of power is being tested. They say the system is being pushed to its limits. And they are asking a question that is now spreading fast across the country. Is this still the system we trusted? That question is driving people into the streets in numbers we have not seen in a long time. Officials are watching closely. Law enforcement is on alert in city after city. So far, many of these protests have remained peaceful, but the tension is real. When crowds get this large, when emotions run this high, anything can happen. Leaders across the country are calling for calm. Some are supporting the protesters, saying this is what democracy looks like. People speaking out, people standing up. Others are warning that things could spiral out of control. Meanwhile, the White House has responded. President Trump has dismissed the protests, calling them exaggerated and politically motivated. But on the ground, what we are seeing tells a different story. This is not small. This is not quiet. This is a movement that is growing by the hour, and it is not showing signs of slowing down. Social media is fueling the fire. Videos are spreading fast, millions of views in minutes. You see people marching in the rain, standing in the heat, holding signs late into the night. You hear the chants, you see the emotion on faces, and it pulls more people in. Because when people see others standing up, it gives them courage to stand up too. That is how movements grow. That is how moments turn into history. And right now, this feels like one of those moments. The phrase "no kings" is no longer just a slogan. It is becoming a symbol of resistance, a symbol of fear, a symbol of hope, depending on who you ask. But one thing is certain, America is watching. Now, the big question, what happens next? Because moments like this do not just fade away. They grow, they spread, and sometimes they change everything. Across the country, more protests are already being planned. Organizers are calling for even bigger turnouts in the coming days. They are using simple messages, clear messages, messages that travel fast. Show up, stand together, be heard, and people are listening. At the same time, political leaders are starting to take sides. Some are standing with the protesters, saying this is a warning sign that cannot be ignored. Others are backing President Trump, saying this is nothing more than noise from opponents. But here's the reality. When millions of people take to the streets, it is never just noise. It is a signal that something deep is happening inside the country, and that signal is getting louder. There's also something else happening beneath the surface. Conversations are changing in homes, in workplaces, in schools, across dinner tables. People are talking about power, who has it, who should have it, and what happens when it feels out of balance. For many Americans, this protest is not just about one leader. It is about a bigger fear, a fear that the system they believed in is shifting, that the rules they trusted may not be holding the way they once did. And when that fear spreads, it does something powerful. It wakes people up. People who never marched before are now stepping into the streets. People who stayed silent are now speaking out. And once that shift happens, it is very hard to reverse. History has seen moments like this before. Moments when the streets become the voice of the people. Moments when leaders are forced to listen, not because they want to, but because they have to. The question now is simple, but heavy. Will this movement lead to change, or will it fade under pressure? Because not every protest becomes a turning point. Some rise fast and disappear just as quickly. But others leave a mark that lasts for generations. Right now, it is too early to say which one this will be, but the size, the speed, and the emotion behind this movement suggest one thing. This is not small. This is not temporary. This is something that could reshape the conversation in America. President Trump remains at the center of it all. His words, his actions, his decisions. Supporters say he is strong, that he is doing exactly what he promised. Critics say he is going too far, that lines are being crossed. And in between those two sides, the country feels divided. That divide is now visible in the streets. You can see it in the signs people carry. You can hear it in the chants. You can feel it in the tension between groups that see the world in very different ways. And that divide is not just political. It is personal. It is emotional. It is deep. And when a nation feels divided at that level, every moment like this becomes even more important. So here we are, millions in the streets, a message that cannot be ignored, a country watching itself in real time. The phrase "no kings" has turned into something much bigger than a protest chant. It has become a test of leadership, a test of democracy, a test of how far people are willing to go to protect what they believe in. The world is watching, history is watching, and the next move by the people, by the leaders, by everyone involved will matter more than ever. Because moments like this do not come often, but when they do, they define what comes next. Stay with this story because it is still unfolding and it is far from over.